Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about the U.S. House of Representatives and the next speaker, who the next speaker might be, because we are starting to see the camps kind of form up in the Republican Party. And generally speaking, they're around two people. Now, there are more names out there, and this doesn't rule out the possibility of an outlier. But right now, it seems like the focus is on two main personalities. One being Scalise, the other being Jordan. Now, there's a third one, Emmer, but there's a lot of opposition, and anybody who would be happy with Emmer would be happy with Scalise. So I'm saying that Scalise and Jordan are your leading contenders for it right now. So, who are they? Scalise he's definitely right wing, hard right, to be honest. But he's a little bit more deliberate than Jordan. A little bit more of the type that could make deals, make progress, and get things moving. Jordan is a little bit more into the social media engagement, performative stuff. Scalise, probably the favorite among moderate Republicans. Jordan, pretty well linked to Trump. Scalise has the ability to make deals, so might be able to get the votes. Jordan might have Trump make calls for him. So it's hard to say who would come out on top, especially this early on. But if the Republican Party had any sense at all, it would probably be Scalise. Realistically, on a policy level, Jordan and Scalise, they're not that different. They're really not. It's just Jordan is more inflammatory, gets that engagement, seems more popular. But the reality is that Scalise is probably more suited to being speaker. If you're speaker, you have to make the deals. You have to make the compromises. You have to bring various factions together. You can't do that if your whole persona is that you're super extreme. Jordan's going to have an issue with that. But at this point, we don't know. The other thing that I think everybody needs to keep in mind is that, everybody wants to be a cat until it's time to do cat stuff. Everybody wants to be speaker until it's time to do speaker stuff. I don't know that Jordan in particular understands the situation he's kind of volunteering to put himself in. If he takes that spot and he tries to actually be a speaker, he's going to have problems with the same faction McCarthy did. Scalise will too. If he doesn't try to make the deals, Jordan would be more likely to do this and just align with that extreme far-right faction of the Republican Party, then nothing happens. And the Republican Party gets nothing done. They have nothing to show for themselves. Moving into election time, that's not good. The other thing that's worth noting is the Democratic Party's response to this, and a lot of the commentators' response to this. There's a lot of people second-guessing how it went down. Well, maybe they should have helped McCarthy. Maybe they should have done this. Maybe they should have tried to get this in exchange. Maybe blah, blah, blah. A whole bunch of different options. The Republican Party is in total and utter disarray. It's on display for the entire country. That should probably be the focus. This is a problem not just among leftists, but even among liberals, the American left. take the win. Take the win and run with it. If the Democratic Party was so divided they couldn't even choose a speaker, what do you think Republicans would be doing? They'd be out there in front of cameras every day talking about how incapable of governing the Democratic Party is because they're so extreme, because they try to cater to that radical faction. They'd be doing it all the time. The Democratic Party is busy second-guessing itself. Take the win. Capitalize on it for once. Now, there's one thing that the Democratic Party can do right now. And the good news is it doesn't require them playing a hardball, because that's not something the Democratic Party is really good at. It's allowing the Republican Party to bring their Twitter rhetoric to the House floor. A lot of these people, they are products of Trump. A lot of these representatives, they are vindictive. They are the type of people that will hold a grudge, and there's a lot of bad blood right now. Let them bring it to the House floor. That would be the wisest thing for the Democratic Party to do, would be to allow that split that is so apparent right now in the Republican Party to be on full display. I understand that the Democratic Party actually wants to govern. I get that. But the most important duty of the Democratic Party right now is to stop the march of authoritarianism. That far-right faction, that's the primary duty. More than anything else, that's what has to be done. There's an opportunity to allow that faction to put itself on full display. And the Democratic Party doesn't really have to do anything. They just have to allow it to happen. Don't save the Republican Party out of some spirit of bipartisanship because you want to get back to business as normal. Business as normal for the Republican Party is a slow march towards abject authoritarianism. You don't want business as normal. You don't want things to get back to that. Allow it to go on display. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.